Hey everyone, Kyle Anderson here from Skateboards. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put a sheet of grip tape on a skateboard deck. Now if you go to apricotskateboards.com and you order a board, you can choose to either have the grip put on or just have it included in your order. So the things you're going to need to grip your own board, you're going to need your sheet of grip tape, which for this one I'm going to be using Grizzly grip tape. You're going to need your deck. You're going to need an awl, which I use to poke the holes through the grip tape, a razor blade, which you're going to use to cut the grip tape and to scrape off the top layer of lacquer, pliers to scrape the grip tape, and then a towel or something to wipe up the top layer of lacquer. Alright, so first things first, you're going to have to turn your board over and take that razor blade and just really, you don't have to scrape the whole thing off, but you're going to want to scrape off some of it, which will help the grip tape stick better. If the grip tape's too smooth and you live in a hot area, it might peel up eventually or over time. But if you live in some place where it's not too hot and your grip tape seems to stick fine, then you really don't have to do this. I'm not sure if it'll show on here, but if you look, you can see that it looks a little bit more rough than it did before. Alright, once you do that, you're going to want to take your sheet of grip tape and peel off the backing. So you're going to want to keep the paper to the side because you're going to be using that in a little bit. How I apply the grip tape is I take the ends of it with one finger like that, and then with my middle fingers I touch the tip of the nose and the tail. That way I know I'm getting it aligned perfectly, and then you're going to want to look over the actual top of the board. That way you know you're making it over all the sides. And you start by slowly pushing, not pushing, but you slowly push down in the middle, and then you just lay it on top. You're not pushing down yet. Like I said before, you're going to need to use that paper again. So to take the paper and you put it over the top. Now this will help you get fewer air bubbles whenever you're applying your grip tape. Now I like to do it, I start in the middle like this, you push down all the way across, and then you start going to one side. And you're going to want to like slide your hand like it's a squeegee and slide out all the air bubbles. When you get to the concave, you're going to have a little bit of trouble because you're going to have to push down and then up onto the nose or tail. And once you do one side, then you do the same thing to the other. I don't know if you were able to hear it, but you just hear the air bubbles pop from the concave. You just quick rub through just to get all the air bubbles out. Alright, now you're done with the paper. Throw that out of it. Next thing you're going to want to do is take your pliers or whatever tool you're going to use to score the grip tape. Now what you want to do is you can start on any side really. I like to start right here just because it's where my arm likes to go first. Start just doing that along the whole side until you get the outline in the grip. It's easier to just turn the board around than to walk around the table. As you can see the white outline of the board in the grip tape. Okay, now the next thing that you're gonna want to do is to take your razor blade and actually cut the grip tape. The way I do this is I have the board this way, and then I have the blade at, let's say, about a 45-degree angle this way, and you pull towards yourself. It's a lot easier to pull towards yourself than away from yourself, but you're going to want to be really careful as you don't want to cut yourself. I like to start towards the nose of the board just because it's on the right side and I'm right-handed, but you could start anywhere you want. You're going to want to put the blade under the board or under the grip tape towards that white line and push through. As you can see there, the blade has come through. You're just going to want to slowly pull it around the entire outline. It might be easier if you start pulling up the grip tape at the same time as you cut it. That way it doesn't go onto itself and get stuck on the board. And this is easier to do at the edge of a table or on your lap when you're sitting. And you just pull it all the way around. And you get to the nose or tail, you're going to do the same thing, but you just have to curve it around. Once you get the actual shape of the grip tape cut out, you're going to be left with this outline, or if you made cuts along the way to make it easier on yourself, you'll just have smaller pieces. What you're going to want to do is take any pieces of the grip tape. I usually just like to use this piece, and then you put the sticky parts on top of each other, so you have two grip tape sides, and then take your board and file down the outside of the board, which again just helps the grip tape stick better. Really, if you're in a colder area, you don't really have to do this, but most skate shops and people will do this. Okay, once you're done sanding down the outside of the grip tape, you're going to want to flip your board over and take your awl or your other sharp object that's small enough to fit through the holes of the grip and poke them. Next, what I like to do is take my pliers again and go back on top of the grip tape, which it just helps get the holes more perfect than just putting the bolts through, because then sometimes you'll get pieces of grip tape stuck in the threads of your bolts and eventually just destroy the bolts. Alright, this has been Kyle Anderson showing you how to apply grip tape to a skateboard deck.